The Humpty Dance, it's your chance to do the hump. Do me, baby. Do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump.
God damn it.
Do the Humpty Hump.
Hey.
What? What?
You're supposed to do the cold open, dipshit.
Oh, that thing. Oh, I guess. Okay. Oh, hey there, mammals. The news cycle moves pretty fast, but the editing mammals, not so much.
Graphics take a while, man.
We shot the show 3 weeks ago. A lot has happened since then. The director female volunteered me to get you caught up. Okay, here's some of what happened. President Joe Biden dropped out of the 2024 presidential race. He didn't really drop out. He didn't like fall over or something. He just went, hey, I got a job to do right now. And Kamala is pretty awesome. And they've been calling me old. And guess what? She's not old. It's like 4D chess. Or it's like 5D chess. It's like Uncle Joe chess. And then Kamala Harris said yes, she would run for being president. And then they held a nomination. And everybody went, yeah, good. She's good. I like her. She's good. And then, that's a little dry. Yeah, she's totally based. And so they're like, okay, Kamala is going to be the next president of the United States. And then we need to get another guy. And then Kamala picked Tim Walz to be her vice president. And Tim Walz, he's like a super cool guy. He's like America's dad. He's coach. He's a super cool dad. He goes to the state fair. He eats corn dogs.
His daughter is literally named Hope.
His daughter is named Hope. I wonder if she knows Obama. And then, after Trump picked J.D. Vance to be his vice president.
What an idiot.
What an idiot. Both of them.
Couch fucker.
If you want two idiots on a couch, you normally would choose Beavis and Butthead, but then you got these two grodies. Got his front tail caught in an ottoman is what he did. I bet the vacuum cleaner is not safe in that Vance household. Meemaw, got my wiener caught in the vacuum cleaner again. Call Uncle Bob. And then that J.D. Vance mammal. He's all talking about, yeah, they're only voting for her because they're cat ladies that don't have any children. What the hell does that have to do with the price of gas? He's an idiot. There's nothing wrong with being a cat lady. Cats are cool. It's the other mammals that aren't particularly cool. Not you guys. You guys are the good ones. Seriously. No, you guys, I trust you to watch my cat.
Oh, what? You have a cat?
Yeah, I have a cat.
Awesome.
It's named Mr. Mammal. And he's the coolest mammal around. I gave him snuggles. Coach Tim, he starts off by going, hey, did you notice how those Republicans, all that stuff they're saying about, wanting to watch you in the restroom and take away all your rights is weird? Yeah, what's in your pants before you go to the potty? I don't know. Just go. Just sit down like everybody else. If everybody sits down, it all stays in the bowl. That's all I got to say. You just sit down and it just stays in the bowl. Yeah, here's the secret to getting rid of somebody calling you weird. Go on national television, repeat all the stuff they said about you that's true, and then go, is that weird? Is that weird? Am I weird? Do you think I'm weird? Yes, you're fucking weird.
You have to ask.
If you gotta ask, you're the weird one. Then Trump comes on and he goes in front of these black journalists. These black mammals are cool. They got nice hair. And then he went out there and he's like, yeah, Kamala, she only just decided to be a black mammal. And they're like, what? How do you just decide to be a black mammal? And this became the whole thing, and that's all anybody was talking about. Instead of talking about the fact that he doesn't have any policies or anything like that, let's talk about how stupid and racist this old white man is. That's just dumb. This guy is like a third grader. Like a third grader who shits his pants. Weird third grader. Oh, the weird third grader who eats glue because he can't eat his boogers, so he's using it as a substitute.
Stinky Peterson.
That's Stinky Peterson. You can't trust Stinky Peterson or Von Shits His Pants or whatever the hell he is. He backed out of the debate, and then he's like, okay, I want to debate on Fox. And Kamala's like, yeah, that's not what we agreed to, and you're an old loser, and you should stop being an old loser and just debate me. So, mammals, that's about enough for me. So you guys be good, take care of each other, and be good mammals. Okay, bye!
Recorded in front of a live studio audience with a real live host in Round Rock, Texas. It's the What's Update with Xander IMDb.
Season 5.
Not made by robots.
Season finale, baby.
All right.
Welcome to the What's Update. I'm Xander IMDb. Here's what happened. As of July 15th, Target is no longer accepting payments by personal check. The big box retailer cited, quote, extremely low volumes of consumers who still use personal checks to pay. I guess they just assume anyone who'd still pay by personal check is either dead or shops at Walmart. They're good either way.
Or boomers.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Walmart shoppers, ammunition sales company American Rounds is rolling out a series of mechanized bullet vending machines in grocery stores across Alabama, Oklahoma, and Texas.
Of course they are.
The company claims that its machines use an identification scanner and facial recognition software to verify the customer's identity, age, and clearance for purchase. Sure, you need 10 forms of ID to vote, but you can buy bullets with a smile and a scan. By and large, superstore, mass shootings, and so much more. Now, personally, I can't wait to see someone in a MAGA hat and cargo shorts pulling their AR on the bullet bot because the ammo got stuck in the dispenser. Moving on. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, folks should seriously think before they ink, or they might wind up with the tattoo flu. New research has concluded that significant quantities of tattoo and permanent makeup ink may contain millions of harmful bacteria, even those bottles sealed and marked as sterile. Because tattoo ink is injected deep into the skin, these bacteria can travel through the bloodstream and lead to serious and even life-threatening infections, such as endocarditis, which is an inflammation of the heart lining, or septic shock, and can also lead to severe multi-organ failure. So remember, Madison and Aiden, the next time your dad warns, you get a tattoo and I'm taking it off with a fucking belt sander. He's not only trying to keep you from branding yourself as a permanent member of the economic underclass, he's also doing it for your health.
Yeah.
it's healthy, man.
Thanks, Dad.
In a newfound rush to expunge questionable characters from the more racist and objectionable parts of Disney's extensive back catalog, the House of Mouse is giving an iconic character an inoffensive glow-up after 50 years of service, to avoid being, quote, offensive to alcoholics.
What?
I'm sorry, a gaslighter says what?
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 The offending character, Liver Lips McGraw, a member of the animatronic Country Bear Jamboree Band, will be redubbed Romeo McGraw. Now, the idiom liver lips traces its earliest known use to the 1840s. It was used to describe an individual's swollen and red lips due to heavy alcohol consumption. But what they aren't telling you is that liver lips is also considered a derogatory and offensive racial slur against African Americans, to describe the color or shape of their lips as sickly or unhealthy.
Because of course it is.
Yep, leave it to Disney to obscure their slights against black people by claiming their PC move is to protect an entirely different demographic. It's like they rotoscoped alcoholic over black.
Oh.
Now,
That's the Ralph Bakshi stuff.
Oh, yeah, don't get me started on that. Now, seriously, Disney, y'all will submarine anything even slightly related to LGBTQ plus content, and now you're pulling the representation for the hard-working functional alcoholics of the world from your parks?
Yeah.
Disgraceful.
That's just going to really mess things up for Craig.
Yeah.
It totally is.
Now, really, if you're really serious about the problem of alcoholism, stop serving hooch at your parks, and watch parents try to deal with that bullshit sober. It ain't gonna work out well. The Heritage Foundation, the hyper-conservative think tank behind numerous right-wing political initiatives, namely the napalm fire hose known as Project 2025, has been hacked, resulting in the release of tons of sensitive data.
Oh yeah?
Who were the perpetrators?
Who?
Why, none other than Siege Security, or SiegeSec, a group of self-described, quote, gay furry hackers, whose goal is to expose and disrupt entities that pose a threat to LGBTQ+ rights. SiegeSec got their fuzzy paws on usernames, IP addresses, and personal emails of those involved in the Heritage Foundation and their dastardly schemes. You absolute buffoons. You incurred the wrath of the furries. Do you know how much power they wield and how few fucks they give? Look, I don't kink shame in general, but I certainly don't say an unkind word about the furries for this reason exactly. They are on another level, and they are coming for you. Now, Mike Howell, Heritage Foundation executive and former Homeland Security General Counsel official under the lying, lobe-lopped losers administration, contacted...
Say that 3 times fast.
Better not even think about it these days.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Howell contacted a member of SiegeSec known as Vio to give them a piece of his mind. Vio told Howell that this effort was simply shining a light on the Heritage Foundation, as their fluff-flush organization is, quote, strongly against Project 2025 and everything the Heritage Foundation stands for.
Hell yeah.
Howell responded with this colorful commentary. God created nature, and nature's laws are vicious. It's why you have put on a perverted animal costume to satisfy your sexual deviances. Are you aware you won't be able to wear a furry tiger costume where you're getting pounded in the ass in the federal prison I put you in next year?
Damn.
That's rough, dog.
That's oddly specific.
Howell. Bubbla. What did I just fucking tell you? Do you think you can scare someone with not only the time and resources to hack your atrocious organization, but the means to afford the tiger costume you find so alluring? You do realize that with ammunition like that, they could peg you till you prolapse in a Buc-ee's bathroom stall and still not get busted due to their full body obscuring disguise. And you decide the best course of action is to antagonize them further. Alright, Bridget, remind me to do a mini-sode when this guy's entire life story, search history, and homework folder get leaked.
Is that the same homework folder that you have labeled on your laptop that has...
I guarantee you for a right-wing piece of shit like him, it's going to be so much worse.
Okay.
Seriously, do not fuck with the furries. For real, no shih tzu, don't. Columbus, Ohio police arrested a onesie-wearing homeless man named Mr. Pancake. It gets better. For several burglaries, including breaking into a pet store and setting animals free.
Be free!
At this time, authorities are uncertain whether Matthew Pancake was pulling a Pee-wee's Big Adventure or a Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Now, most of the animals were recovered, except for a few ferrets, rabbits, and gerbils. Several hamsters, originally mistaken for the missing gerbils, were found inside Mr. Pancake's pants. During the arrest, an officer is reported to have asked Mr. Pancake, "For your safety, is there a gerbil inside you?" Is there? Come on, son. Be honest. It's for your own safety. Odd, because this is usually considered more of a Florida question. The law office of Hirsch, Wallerstein, Hyam, Matloff, and Fishman, who represent infamous actor Richard Gere, issued a cease and desist order for copyright infringement. Allegedly. Now, while we're on the subject of the animal kingdom, it's been a while since we've had a report from our senior reptile correspondent, Craig Stapodal Scales. Here he is with another Reptile Roundup.
Reptile Roundup, it's time to put on a show. Reptile Roundup, cause the stuff mammals need to know. What is up, mammals? Hey, guess who's coming to dinner? If you guess crocodiles, you guess right, mammals.
Fuck, we guess crocodiles.
I don't know, some mammal. Stole it off a dead mammal, you want it back? Thanks to heavy rains and flooding from Hurricane Beryl and Tropical Storm Alberto, at least 200 crocodiles have moved into Tamaulipas, Mexico, a northern state across the border from Laredo and McAllen, Texas. See, mammals, maybe climate change isn't so bad. At least now you can use your giant Ford F-150 pickup trucks to drive your new crocodile friends around town. Let's go to the store. I need to pick up some smokes. How about you, crocodile? No, I don't smoke, brother.
I expect to see that in Florida, but alright.
Gator done! Hey, mammal, I got your hamster onesie story beat.
God help us.
Check this out. According to Chinese customs officials, a mammal was caught smuggling over 100 live snakes into China. In 6, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sealed bags stuffed down his pants, his trousers, his hosen. This mammal had milk snakes, corn snakes, and even Texas rat snakes. They must have been pretty small, because I've heard mammals say Chinese people usually have really tiny snakes.
Pretty sure that's racist.
I know that's racist.
My friend the Black Mamba said it was okay.
Your friend the Black Mamba talks a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's true. Science mammals in Brazil discovered a new ancient predatory reptile. Excuse me, mammals? Excuse me? Excuse me? I believe you mean rediscovered. The mammals are calling the reptiles, which date from the Middle-Late Triassic period, about 237 million years ago, Parvosuchus areolioi. These Parvosuchuses, or Parvosuchi, either way, it means small crocodile. Existed millions of years before even dinosaurs, which only lived on Earth from 230 million years ago. So when you look at it like that, maybe you mammals should see off our lawn.
Yeah, fat chance, Craig. Now get the hell out of here. Alright.
Okay, bye, mammals. Bye.
Thank you, Craig. I think. For that only slightly drunken rant of a report.
That's all right, mammal. I got your bag.
Shut up, Craig. Your segment's done. We'll be right back.
Yeah!
Alright, keep that energy up. Welcome back, everybody. I don't think I need to play up the impact of recent history on Generation Z, or Gen Z for those in the know.
Yeah, but-
For Zeds in my age range, particularly those in my very attractive audience.
I'm looking at the audience.
This decade has been a long 15 years. We graduated high school with the ambition and expectations of the Xers that came before us. We'd finally end up with a group of peers that somewhat share our experiences, efforts in the education system, and our struggles with socialization. Destiny would finally bring us to the people that understand us. And then that semester and a half came to a close. We were hopeful, ready, our britches ready to bounce on to the next chapter of our lives. And then that moment ended. We went back home. We went online. We earned half of our degrees with bloodshot eyes from staring at the same glitchy Zoom screens. Most of the college experience we busted our asses for was spent in the same room we started in. We got our education, for better or worse, and did what we could in the fucked up world presented to us. All points to the contrary, it really seemed like things would get better, eventually, that those in power would reassert the basic tenets of democracy. And yet here we are. The bad guys are Bond villain monologuing with Project 2025. The Tangerine Turd got some glass to the ear and the greatest ad campaign of his life. And increasing segments of the government institutions who are supposed to enforce the rule of law want to eject the only good option and hand the keys to the person who blatantly intends to end democracy as a whole. So, here's the thing. To paraphrase country music legend Garth Brooks, we are much too young to feel this damn old. A common sentiment I see among Gen Z media carries a familiar message, whether it be in the Squidward meme, reposted Bo Burnham songs, or comedic news content. I'm tired of living through major historical events.
Heard.
Semi-fortunately, most of us have grown up with a seething fountain of knowledge and cynicism bottled up in a psychological callus known as Generation X. They grew up in an era where the baby boomers truly did not give a flying or floored fuck about whether they lived, died, or affected their tax bracket. For most of their natural lives, Gen X could unite and mutually kvetch about the lack of care their families, institutions, or government gave to them. It's a surprisingly comforting thought, knowing for sure that everyone in your age range was watching the same 4 channels and the same 100 senators didn't give 200 shits about you.
That's a lot of shits.
Math skills.
One thing that gave, and honestly still gives, Gen X a sense of power, immunity, and a feeling that nothing could truly hurt them was the knowledge that no one with any semblance of power gave a damn about what they thought. Thus was the benefit of a more analog world. The problem these days is feeling that same lack of control, influence, and direction in a world that constantly demands input without a common identity. Gen X can usually relate to one another through the same shit they watch on the same 4 channels available to them at the same time. If you want to get two Gen Xers talking, just ask them about how Star Trek made the time loop trope work years before Groundhog Day got the namesake. It'll be fun. Alongside the fact that Gen X can pride themselves on a subversive understanding of the social construction of reality, they can at least relate that concept to other Xers through common references. On the contrary, Gen Z grew up in an era filled with every fandom imaginable, from anime to tunes, from Burton to Snyder, from Python to Game Grumps. Fuck, the best of my generation had the spectrum from early Mel Brooks to, well, current Mel Brooks. There's so much out there for everyone to watch and discuss and play and theorize and every other bit of fandom crap under the sun, and it's terrifying. The more specific your interests get, the more you dig into a particular concept, the more you keep thinking about a particular subject, the harder it gets to talk to people about these things. The more you know and overanalyze a niche topic, the more harrowing it becomes to think that anyone would actually be interested in what you have to say, especially if you know how someone who has studied pop culture for their whole damn life might have something to say about it. And that's part of what makes it difficult for Zeds to form meaningful connections. Given what we know about each other and what we learned from Gen X, it's hard to present any of our interests to each other without first thinking about all the ramifications of sharing those interests and how it'll fuck up our future social interactions if we suddenly find out that we're the weird ones.
Oh, you are.
I know that. And all this leads up to now. Xers know that things are fucked up. Zeds know that things are fucked up. The bad guys literally put out a project document to proselytize about their evil plan. It's easy to feel like no one sees how awful things are getting, especially with the lack of integrity displayed by the New York Times, the Washington Post, cable news, and, well, most of the late-night shows. According to the illustrious Fourth Estate, we're already fucked. But that ain't true. I mean, clearly, given that cynic Zed talk shows and gay furry hackers are still currently pissing the ultra-cockers off, the sense of hopelessness is not as inexorable as more established generations and institutions would have us believe. The fact that there are so many Zeds with an incredible array of interests and identities is already mind-boggling, but the fact that whole segments of Zeds can band together and cause neo-Nazi boomers to threaten future violence upon hypothetical anuses in such communities is a thing to behold.
Hypothetical Anus, that was the name of my college ska band.
Yeah,
That was my concept album.
you only covered Morrissey because, well, you had to make his music good somehow. I guess what I'm saying is that my generation is thoroughly unexpected. Just like the Xers that came before us, we're going to be the sticker birds in the socks of hyper-conservative boomers.
Ouch.
For better or worse, Gen Z is going to end up the next Gen X. And for better and worse, I wouldn't have it any other way. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Yeah!
Oh hey, thank you very much for watching. This is our final episode of Season 5. Now, for the 4 of you who watch regularly, we sincerely thank you for sticking with us as we've tried new things and worked out most of the kinks with our new camera, sound, and lights. We're going to take off the rest of the summer. I'm starting grad school in the fall, so once I get settled into the new groove, we'll be back with some new episodes just in time to see if over 230 years of American democracy will either endure or get flushed down the toilet of history by the Tangerine Toddler and his merry band of sycophantic sociopaths. Until then, remember to register to vote, make sure your friends and family are registered as well. Aaron. Stay out of the heat, stay hydrated, stay sane, as well as you can. And as always, it is what it is.